Logicology's first ever board game. So I am Gayatri, one of the creators of this game, and today let me show you what all do you get inside this box. So we have got one board. There are a lot of numbers written on this. Let me just come back to that in a bit. Okay, other than that, you're going to have one instruction booklet. Then you've got a tray which has a lot of cards in it. There's one with the orange background. That's also something I'll get back to in just a while. And then we've also got 6 wooden stands like these. Okay, now let's talk about the board first. So on this board, we've got numbers from 1 to 60. 1 here is a unique number. Then there are a lot of numbers which have prime written on them. And then there are certain other numbers which have other numbers written on them. Okay, for example, 38 has 2 and 19 written on it, 21 has 3 and 7 written on it. We'll come to why this works this way later. You don't need to know any bit of maths to play this game. Let me also show you some of the cards here. Okay, so remember the one with the orange back? Well, that's your one card. It's unique and probably that's the reason it has a unique back as well. Okay, then let me just take another one. Okay, now here I've got 2. Now 2 is a prime number. So what you need to remember for prime is you can play these at any time during the game. And let's take another one here. Okay, I've got a 10 here. Now 10 has 2 and 5 written on it. Mathematically this means 2 and 5 are the factors of 10. But let's not get into the math part of it. For prime time, just remember that 2 and 5 are the pieces that make up 10. Now having understood all these components, let's take a look at the gameplay. The game starts with the toss. And it's fairly simple. Step 1, keep all the cards in your tray upside down and just keep your one card aside. So to help you with that, it also has a separate color to the back, so that's easy to identify. Step 2, all the players will pick one card each from the tray. Step 3, show your card to everyone else. The one with the smallest number will win the toss. And what do you do in case of a tie? Maybe just repeat this process for the 2 players who have tied. So with the toss done, what you have to do is the player who wins the toss gets the one card and picks up 4 more cards from this tray randomly. The other players will pick 5 cards each. That's it. So we are now all set to play prime time. Now the player who had won the toss has the one card with him or her. The game would always start with this card. Prime numbers can be played at any point during the game. Composite numbers, okay, so the ones that have some other numbers written in the small circles on the top, those can be played only when those small numbers are already on the board. So for example, if you have to play a card, say 6, you can play it only after 2 and 3 have been played. And you do not really need to remember that 6 is made up of 2 and 3. It's written right there on the 6 card. Now let's take a look at some more examples of composite numbers. Let me take one which has 3 different pieces. So 42 is one such number. So 42 is made up of 2, 3 and 7, and you can play it only when you've got a 2, 3 and 7 on the board. Let's take a slightly different example now. We'll take the number 20. Now, if you see the 20 card, you will see that it has pieces 2, 2 and 5 written on it. What does this mean? Now, it would mean that you will need 2 cards of 2 and 1 card of 5 on the board already. Now, these could have been played by you or other players, but only when these 3 cards are there, then you can play your 20. Similarly, let's take this number 24. Now, 24 is made up of 3 2s and a 3. So, what does that mean? Well, similar to what we just did in the previous example, you are now going to need 3 different 2s and 1 3 on the board already. Now on to the final example. Let's take a look at 48. 48 is made up of 4 2s and a 3. So you will need 2, 2, 2, 2 and 3 on the board. Every time you place a card on the board, you also have to pick one from the tray till the time the tray is not empty. But what do you do in a case where you do not have any card that can be played? Well, simply pick a card and pass. You cannot play the new card in this particular turn, you can play it in the next turn. Now as a strategy, always try to get rid of your bigger cards first. Now suppose you've got a big number such as 57 with you. There's a 3 on the board already, but there's no 19. But let's say you've got a magic card with you. What do you do in a case like this? Well, play your magic card as a 19. So simply keep it at the place of 19 and that's it. It's now going to act as a 19. So magic can be played as any prime number of your choice. So if you are stuck for say 11 and you've got a magic, play it as 11. Now what do you do in case, let's say you have a 13 with you, someone else has already played magic as 13. Well, you just keep your 13 on top of that magic. That's it. It adds no value to the gameplay, but you get rid of 13 points of your name. The other special card that we've got here is the skip card. Now what does a skip card do? You can force your opponent to skip a chance if you hand it over to them. So whosoever gets this skip card has to compulsorily place the skip card in their next turn, but they still need to pick up a new card. So effectively you've made them skip a turn. And finally, how does the game end? Well, it ends when any of the players gets rid of all their cards. Now at this point in time, that player would be the winner, while all the other players would have to add up the numbers on their cards. Skip and magic will count for 0, but for all the number cards, you have to add up the values and that's your score. So remember, the lower the score, the better it is. Alright, so that's all about Prime Time. We hope you really enjoy this game. Please do let us know how you find it. Thank you.